Good evening, everybody. We're live with the first round from the Winston Cup replay series. This is season 3. We got a stacked field tonight. I got 23 drivers, minus myself and Corn, because we're going to be calling this thing. So we actually got 21 on track. Pretty varying degree of skill level tonight, but we'll get into that here in a minute. First, these guys got 100 laps to battle it out, so we'll see how this goes. I'm really hoping for a really good race, and you know, get a good start to this season. So, but let me go ahead and I'm gonna bring Corn in, and we're gonna get this thing going. All right, we're live, Corn.
What's going on?
So we got a list of drivers tonight. A huge list.
We do.
I mean, we've got as high as Kale Spicer, and we got him all the way down into the 1500s. So we got 7K to 1500. I'm hoping for a really good race tonight. I think as long as these guys have done their homework with their setups, because it is open setup league, in case I didn't mention that in the intro. If these guys have done their homework, done their setups correctly, I think this will be a close one.
I think so.
But it could get a little wild, I think. So we'll see.
Definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I went out there and I did about 10 laps in the Winston Cup replay Pontiac, and track felt really good. Didn't see a whole lot of bad things in practice. I think we're gonna have a nice clean, maybe not clean, but a nice solid race here.
Yeah. I think it'll be a solid race. I think we're gonna have some cautions. I think that's to be expected. But I'm kind of hoping with 100 laps, these guys go at it, clean. That's the whole goal, right? But I think these guys are just starting to wrap up qualifying.
Yeah, there's about 2-3 minutes left.
Yeah, we got 2-3 minutes left. But right now, Rob Collier sits on top with a 42.2, and that's blistering. I mean, that's fast.
Yeah.
I tried my setup and could only get into the high 42s, and I couldn't get any lower. Didn't matter how hard I was digging, but I did see a 41 in practice. But I think that was mostly draft. So, like I said, we'll see. Hopefully these guys get off clean and everything goes well. No race chat in audio for the stream tonight. We're gonna leave these guys alone. Let Corn talk to them, do their thing, and then that way you guys can hopefully enjoy a clean, semi-sane call from me. Even though it's been interesting at best. So
I mean, I think you'll do a lot better than I will calling a race. So
if anybody's watched the fast car stuff, I trip over my own words some days. So
I mean, if you go back to our early days in the channel, we did a race call, and
oh god,
it was not great.
No,
it was not good at all.
Wasn't that a bottom split race?
Yeah, I think it was a bottom split 87's Dega race.
Scott, I think you'll be fine, man. A lot of these guys, the top guys are they're going to be good. You'll be fine. So, yeah. So Collier, Hendrick, Spicer, the Gominator. Looks like Gabriel Dahari round out your top 5. Or is it? Oh no, we got Griffin in 6th, is what I'm showing. Just watch out for Gary Diesel says. Yeah.
Is there a rule against starting in the pits?
I don't have a rule against starting in the pits, but I'd prefer if they started on grid. Oh, that's another thing, chat. We have We have Jeff Byers in the race tonight. So if anybody doesn't know who Jeff Byers is, he's Captain Kill'em over on TikTok. Go check him out. He'll have the in-race from his car tonight, which should be interesting. It looks like he's going to roll off 10th tonight. He was a late addition to the league, so if you want an in-car view to just watch at the same time you're watching this, Jeff will have a really good one for you. All right, we're going to get these guys gridded up. So it looks like we got Rob on pole, Kyle Hendricks on the outside, and then everybody else behind him.
Broadcast is being done on Steven's Motorsports' YouTube channel and his Twitch channel.
All right. Scott, here with the 87s, all you got to do is make sure you hit your checkup points. Don't get run over. You'll do just fine.
We just got our friendly reminder about how long the race is.
Yeah, I don't expect the top guys to push it too crazy hard. Do a little bit of riding. You know, maybe we'll see some green flag pit stops. We'll see.
I'd be excited to see some green flag pit stops. It's not something you get often enough in these 87s races at
especially
super speedways.
Especially here. Let's get down. Get a little.
Unfortunately, you get guys there pushing it, and so they end up hitting the wall and bringing out a caution, even if it's them spinning by themselves.
Yeah,
that's something we're going to be watching out for big tonight.
This stupid thing decided to flip out on me a little bit here. All right, there we go. But my camera control for here, I've got a lot more cameras than I do most other places because I can usually get some good wrecks here. But all right.
All right, it looks like everybody's made it onto the grid.
Okay. Yep, I'm kind of cut off here with the way that my camera is set, but we should be rolling off. It's interesting. I have like a weird glitch with the Chevys and the Buicks. It looks like the cars aren't touching the pavement. I don't know what that's about.
I'm seeing it as well. Rob's car is just barely off the pavement.
I noticed it was Spicer's in qualifying. I thought it was maybe just a setup, but on the Chevys and the Buicks, they're off the ground. With the Pontiacs, they're touching. And I don't know about a Ford. Let's go back and look at Gary really quick since we got a second here. Yeah, Gary's touching the ground, so maybe it's just a weird glitch.
Yeah. 1, 2, 4 Buicks. 10 Chevys, 4 Pontiacs, 3 Fords.
And a partridge in a pear tree?
Somewhere.
It is kind of funny to see a truck pacing these guys at a super speedway.
It is.
I like to mix it up.
Start is on green, correct?
Start is just like any 87s race. They can go as soon as the pace truck hits the pit road.
Okay.
So there is no restart zone here. All right. Warren, why'd you jinx it like that? I heard that. Tell him good luck, have fun.
I'm not necessarily jinxing it.
All right, we're off. Everybody in line so far. You know, I saw this in qualifying and I forgot to mention it. You need to take a look at JD McHaley's car. Maybe once we get under caution here. He's got a real Earnhardt-esque paint scheme going on tonight, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, I got a good look at it earlier. It's a pretty good looking paint scheme.
That, and I'm also digging Spicer's with the Gravedigger paint scheme, so we got at least some creative ones for tonight. All right. Looks like we're going to make it through lap 1 smooth. A lot of guys that feel like just biding time. 1 lap in the books, though. But we got 99 more to go. Corn, I just noticed a blinker in the back. I don't know if you want to take a look at that really quick, but...
who is it? Did you see?
I don't know. I just saw the blink, so... Getting a little spicy back there in the middle of the pack, though. But everybody's going to fall in line. Put 2 in the books. Collier's going to lead the way with Hendricks on his tail. Get up here to them. Yeah, the Chevy looks like it's literally burning the rear wheels off and lifting the front off the ground.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'll go back here to Michaela really quick so everybody can look at his paint scheme here. Kind of an interesting take on Earnhardt.
Oh, we have a caution.
Where's the wreck at? Looks like a 71. I got diesel off. See if I can't see what happened here.
Oh.
It looks like he clips the apron. He spun down to the bottom, so I don't know why the caution came out. Because he comes up into the track and he's sideways.
Yeah.
Looks like everybody made it through, though, so...
I believe Diesel's our blinker.
Yeah, he's blinking just a little bit. So... I don't think you'll see anybody pit here.
I don't think so.
I think we're gonna probably get this racked and get it going again, but yeah, it looked like he clipped that tri-oval just ever so slightly, and I think it just kind of straddled. He couldn't get it off, and then I don't know if he noticed the blink or what was going on, but all right. So, going through our top 10, we got Collier, Hendricks, The Gominator, Spicer, Sivers, Griffin, JD, Jeff Byers, Gabriel Dahari, and Fatherball rounding out your top 10. So, looks like everybody's... What's that?
I said, I'm glad you can say his name. I looked at his last name, and I just went, I'm not going to try it.
I've raced with Gabriel enough. Yeah, I don't think we'll see anybody pit here. Maybe for fuel and to cycle to the back here, maybe, but
there's a couple takers in the back.
Yeah, they might go fuel here just to kind of take up the time, but
yeah.
But we got Robin here in 12th, holding the top 20 with these guys, middle of the pack right now, and she hates this car.
She's getting better with it.
She's behind me shaking her head yes. So but I think the key here with this race is make it through, get your points, move on to the next round. Because once we leave here, we go short track racing for at least 1 or 2. And then we're back to I tried to mix it up. I kept it as close to the original schedule as possible, but moving around a couple short tracks so it wasn't bam, 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 bam on short tracks. So,
yeah, because I remember, I think it was our first or our second season. It was like that.
Oh God, it was terrible.
I mean, it was short track after short track, and then somehow we ended up with super speedway, short track, super speedway.
Yep, yep, and it kind of got monotonous for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, Oh, something else I didn't think about is guys coming in making adjustments on the car, trying to free it up maybe.
So used to these being fixed races.
I know. And then we jump into this league and it's wide open. So, guys, like I said, they are limited to four sets of tires tonight. It'll be that way the whole way through because it's basically the regular races doubled. So I can't see them taking tires until at least 25 or 30. So
I thought we were 1 to green there.
No, we're 1 to green right now. Yes, single file restarts tonight. Yeah, we're 1 to green now.
I gave him a
gave him the whole spiel.
I hit him. All right, guys, restarts on the leader. Oh wait, why is the pace car still out?
Because we have literally another lap, Corn.
yeah, you know.
Hopefully, you know, that was a one-off caution. We'll get some green laps on this thing and see some good racing. I did see some good racing at the back, so we might be in for a treat here. We'll see. So
I think going back to what you said about you know, seeing if we can't get some green flag laps and you know, some of these guys might ride. You know, there's a lot of folks that are used to those you know, 50 laps in the fixed series, and so they have to take what they know out of that and completely change everything because we doubled the amount of laps.
Well, and you figure the fixed setups are so tight that, especially at this temp, I think we were looking at an 87-degree track temp or something like that. So you've got to take that, kind of throw it out the window, or revamp it entirely. And how many of these guys tested with somebody else in the draft? Because the car's going to tighten up that way too. So
99 degree track temp.
Oh, that's going to make it even more interesting, because when I was testing, it was never that warm. So, but all right, Rob's going to lead him to the green flag here. We're going to get this thing rolling. All right. We got a little bit of a space out. I see Gary looking to take it inside of Robin here, trying to move up early. Got a pretty good jump, I think. Kind of focus here on JD so we can get most of these guys in a shot. Now, a good... Eric, I don't know what practice and testing looks like. I have no clue.
You're talking about practice.
Practice? What's practice? But
this is a super speedway. We don't need no stinking practice.
It's flat out, right? Oh,
Right.
JD making a move on the 18. He's moving up, bringing Gabriel with him. So he's going to move up into 6th and bring Gabriel up to 7th. I see Jeff Byers clicking into the frame here. Father Ball in that Rusty Wallace knockoff paint scheme back there. I know he was really looking forward to running that paint scheme tonight. So, but Rob Collier still your leader with Hendricks in tow. They're putting a little bit of space on the Dominator, but we'll see if Tom's just there to ride for now or what we're gonna see. Move back here by GD. Looks like he's starting to maybe catch into the pack. Looks like everybody's pretty single file at the moment.
And I think that goes back to that, you know, race distance. You know, it's like we've said a couple times, 100 laps. You know, don't want to burn your tires off because this is one of the few cars on a super speedway that it's going to eat your tires.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can literally smoke that right rear off depending on how you have the setup, but
you can smoke the left rear off if you're not careful.
Oh yeah. And how many times do we just about knock the wall off with the right front? So what's going on, Yoda? Thanks for joining, man. And Eric? Yes, it is Captain Kill'em. There you go. Like I said, if anybody's wanting to see an in-car, he's live on TikTok right now running this thing. So I see back here we got Fatherball making a move on Gary, going after Joe Sullivan. Oh, there's one problem about changing this freaking paints or the stuff around. I have to go back here to get back to the correct angle. Let's see what these guys are looking at. Yeah, Rob and Kyle are up a second on everybody else. What's going on, Nate? We see the Gominator and Mr. Spicer hanging out with Derek. Got JD catching up to Derek here. Oh, Tom getting a little loose. Oh, Tom real loose. Tom's in the wall.
Ooh.
That's going to be a rough one.
Oh, man. I couldn't get to my button fast enough.
That was a big one. Oh man, let's rewind that here. Yeah, she was.
Oh, it sounds like Tom's wheel disconnected or something.
Well, he had it caught and then it darted. And he had it held up there and he's got it locked and there's nowhere for Mike and Gary to go.
No.
Mike went flipping. I'm going to move this back. We're going to go blimp on this. Yeah, you can see he gets loose and then it just up into the wall. And I think Fatherball had it slowed down, but I don't think Gary saw Tom down low. Lot of cars in that one. So we'll get back live here. Yep, I'm hearing it in the headset. Yeah, Mike's pretty destroyed right now. See if we can't see. Gary's smoking. Hopefully he can get that thing fixed, get back in. But that was a good chunk of the back of the field.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
Well, I mean, you think about it. Tom was running, what, 5th or 6th when that happened? So I'm not...
Third.
Was he in 3rd? So, yeah, I mean... Yeah. He's got to try to avoid it, and if he can't even keep it up on the wall because the wheel disconnected, you know, that's the unfortunate events of sim racing. So, you know, I don't have anything better than that. Looks like Diesel stayed out. I wouldn't be surprised if he pits here just to cycle to the back.
It looks like that involved Tom, Fatherball, Robin, Gary, Joseph Sullivan.
Yeah, that's a good chunk.
Oh,
so,
man.
That sucks.
Aiden and Rick also ended up in it.
Like I said, when the wreck happens up front, it's tough to avoid it. And Tom looked like he got loose on entry, and then it kind of wiggles. He catches it, and then that thing just went boom for the wall.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to step out for just a second here, Corn.
Alrighty.
Yep, I did that, and it's still showing the wrong one. Yeah, Nate, that was Robin that was right there with Fatherball and Gary. Looks like she's still towing here.
Tom just put into the chat, apparently there's a software update for his wheel.
Oh, no.
That's rough.
We got 29 seconds of required, it looks like, and about 8.5 optional.
Oof.
I just got report Fatherball's got 41 minutes of required repairs here.
Oh, man.
That's a motor. And that sucks because he put in a lot of work into that setup today. We were working with him quite a bit, and he was getting the setup down. So, oh man, that just sucks.
He's got to get a point there.
Yeah, Nate, that's going to be a motor, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And the way that he hit Tom, there's not much to do there. So, that sucks, Tom. That's what Korn was saying. He said you put in the chat that it disconnected. So, that sucks, buddy. You were doing good too, because it looked like you had it saved, and then she just cut loose. They're about to go green, Corn.
Yep.
All right, so Diesel's decided to stay out. Going to bring him to the line. It looks like everybody back to JD just fueled. So Diesel going to hold him for a second, and we're off. See how long he hangs on to that front four. With the way Rob's car is hooking up, though, I think it's going to go quick. So, got a little bit of action back here. Mr. Spicer getting around Captain Killam, a.k.a. Jeff Byers. These boys are going to settle in line. Get rolling. Looks like we got a change for the lead, which I kind of expected here. Rob back to the front. Gabriel Dahari in tow. Kyle Hendricks in third. Diesel's going to fall in. Side by side for second with Hendricks and Dahari. But they're going to fall in line, and looks like they're going to try and take off. Oh, no. Hendricks going to push for the lead, I think. We got Hendricks to the front now. Cale Spicer creeping in. See him getting around Diesel here.
Makes a good pass there.
Yep. Diesel's going to hang that high line, probably let Jeff go. Just try to survive the race and make it to the end here. All in line. Rob is all over the back of Hendricks. Looks like they were pushing pretty good. Opening up a little bit of gap over Dahari, about 0.3 and pulling away.
Ooh, Diesel grabbed the wall.
Yep, I just saw that. I'll come back here.
Maybe a checkup mid back here.
Yep, I'm seeing that. They're rolling. Looking good so far. They kept it clean, but I kind of figured, like I said, that the Diesel was going to try to fade to the back a little bit.
Yeah.
Derek Sivers looking to take off after Jeff. Tom, the only thing that I would suggest, just make sure you do a firmware check every week, and that's all you can do. It's internet racing, man. It happens. You got the fast four up front. Hendricks, Collier, Dahari, and Spicer. See if we can't head on back. They're all single file right now.
I don't know if everybody's seen Turnip's car.
The Wanger car.
He brought out the Wanger.
Literally looks like a small child painted it. Literally, I think he made that in what, like 5 minutes?
Had to have been.
Pretty funny though. Top 4 just gonna sit in a line right now.
Yeah, they're pulling away.
Yeah, they got a 3-second gap on Byers. Looks like Derek's gonna get around Byers, and I don't think Jeff had time to really make a setup. Just because he joined the league late, so I'm pretty sure he's running the fixed. But if he can get into a draft with these guys, I think they have a chance to possibly catch up here.
Oh yeah.
So, and it's a long race. We still got tons of laps. You know, we got 80 laps left, so I wouldn't be stressing too much right now. Leader's coming up on a lap car. Oof. Rick's car is just that right front's pointed towards the outside wall.
That can't be fun to drive, I'll tell you. I've driven 87s here with destroyed steering, and it's not fun.
Oh yeah, yep. I think it's easier at Dega because you have such a wide turn versus here where it's tight, but then it's super, super bumpy.
Yeah.
So, but you know, right now it's kind of, these guys are in survival mode. Spin as many laps as you can.
Oh,
Yep.
we got one loose in two. He's gonna save it.
Looks like
He's
Derek's
gonna spin down.
loose. He caught it. He's still going. Bringing up in the back of the pack there. So good save by Derek. We're gonna stay green. Gonna get this thing back up to speed and going. At least we're getting some good green flag runs in here.
Yep. And I figured we would, you know.
Right.
Just got to get used to the fact you're driving a different setup.
Thought I saw the 19 get kind of loose there in the middle of the corner. Not sure if that was just my camera angle or what. Coming back to that second pack. Byers is broken away, but JD McHaley's a man on the move.
McHaley?
My tongue overran myself. We got JD and
yep.
Yeah, I see the Wanger car coming through too. I think Scott's just trying to stay alive to the end. Hopefully him and JD can hook up and get moving forward here, collect Jeff and hopefully go off after lead 4. They're up to a 6.4 second gap right now.
Yep.
Be interesting to see how well that holds, because I don't think, from what I see on my times, those guys put fuel in but didn't put tires on it. So
I'll tell you, if other guys in the field took tires on that last pit stop, that's definitely going to come into play here.
yeah, I know JD did based on what I've got, unless he fixed some damage. Turnip was on pit road for about 51 seconds as well. So we'll see. Can they pull him in? They're at 7-1 right now. JD just let Turnip go. I know JD's playing more of the long game here, but they have caught Jeff. So hopefully they can put a pack together and start pushing forward instead of sinking. Got him down to 6-5 now.
Now, here's my question: does the IndyCar style draft swap work with these cars?
No. Me and you've tried it. It doesn't work at all.
I've had it work once.
It'd be cool if it did, but
but I think the reason that it's so difficult to pull off is because you get out in front of somebody, and it takes, even in the draft, it might take the whole straightaway to pass that car, and so by the time you're back in the turn,
right,
you guys are already together. So
yeah,
there's not enough space.
Okay, so Turnip's leading the charge here in the 95. He's got him down to about 6'2", but they're kind of flirting with that 6'2", 6'5" area. So be interesting to see. And he's got him down to 6 now.
Yeah, they're starting to close in little by little.
Although the top 3 have dropped Spicer. So I don't know if Kale's playing the tire game, hoping to save a little bit of fuel here, save some tire, and you know, maybe outlast these guys instead of going so fast. So I think that's why we're seeing Turnip catch.
Yeah.
Because Kale's 2.1 back of the lead pack right now. I love this paint scheme with the Gravedigger. There's just something that's just cool about that. So props to Kale on that, man. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's a nice paint.
Yeah, he's drifting back. So I think we're seeing some strategies start to come out. You know, see some guys kind of stretch out here, see what's going to last long term. Byers got back around Turnip back here. So I don't know if his tires just got too hot and was catching it or what. I just heard a call out from Scott to let Eric around. I think JD's kind of doing the same thing that Kale's doing. He's kind of listing in between the 2 packs. Oh, Diesel blew up, it sounds like.
Yeah, he hit the wall about 2-3 laps ago.
Okay.
And it blew the motor.
I missed it.
He got loose going into turn 1. It looked like it was just overcorrected a little bit.
And it curved for the wall.
Yep.
That sucks. I do see the top 2 look like they're starting to kind of leave Dahari as well. They've got a little bit of gap on him, so I don't know. Maybe this thing falls apart for the top, and we see this start to kind of bunch back up. Right now, 9 seconds from Byers to Dahari, although I don't see Spicer. Spicer's coming out of the pits right now. I wonder if he decided to fuel thinking this is going to go green and put some fresh tires on and maybe get kind of lucky here. So, Diesel said it was a side swipe. But back up front with Collier and Hendricks going at it. We got to have some good battles around here on the track. We've got Turnip hooked up with Byers and JD along with Eric Cap. And then Spicer leading the pack. I expect Spicer to pull away on some fresh tires. But I don't know, did we do a tire swap early because, you know, something's funky setup-wise, or was it just an idea of, hey, let's put some fresh stuff on before these guys got a pit? And that might be the case. I don't know. Yeah, Gary, once the roof is womped like that, it's really tough. So keep that in mind. You're not going to have about the same amount of speed, but at least you can get back out there, get going. Ooh, Jeff getting a little loose there coming off a 4, it looked like. It looked like Rick keeping it down low. He's still going with that right front tire pointed for the outside wall. So, got to give it up to Pit Road Ron, though. He's hanging in there as well. He's hanging in at 9th. Who else we got? We got Derek Sivers just coming through 1 and 2. Back here in about 10th. Robin's back out there as well. About 13 laps down, but that car looks brand new, so we'll see how that goes. What else do we have going on around this track? Go back up front. Joe Sullivan hanging on for a 13th back there. I got him about 3 laps down. The wall weasel. I love that, Diesel. That might be a new thing. Why does it feel funky? Well, part of it too could be the wrecked car. Does it need to go up or go down? Okay. Give me a couple of minutes here. Okay. Sorry, Robin's having some wheel issues. We had her on a Moza, moved her back to the Logitech, and now I've got to buy her a Moza because she really likes it. Corn, you still got me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I just hadn't heard from you in a second. Now this is crazy. Joe Sullivan with no front end is hanging on to the leaders. Like, there is no front bumper on this car. I'm going to show you guys. When he comes off of 4 here, you'll see it. The whole front end's destroyed. So I have no idea how he's hanging on, but he is. So, let's see. I still got Spicer a lap down. He hasn't walked away from Turnip and Byers. They've got about a 12-second lead over these guys right now. Illegal modification, weight savings. I'm pretty sure that Joe doesn't know that he's missing his grill the way that car is flying. So, God, what were we getting out of fuel mileage out of this corner? Was it like, I feel like it was about 38 laps with the fixed setup. So, last pit was at lap 13. It's going to be close on when the next pit cycle is, I think, guys. I think if anybody had an illegal mod to the car, I think we have to blame Tom for the illegal mod. But it's kind of wild because when you get into the open sets and you can adjust that wing, you can see how close these guys are sitting to each other. And you can be a lot closer in the corner and have the car still planted. Like, it's kind of wild. So, Diesel, I think I caught that early. I'll have to check his onboard. If you can give me a lap on it. Yeah, the 02 and the 19 at this point are gone. They have dropped Dahari completely. And I've got him back here all by himself with Sullivan in tow. I think these guys are gonna need a caution to get this thing brought back a little bit closer. We got a wild pack for 4th on back here. It'll be interesting to see if Kale's call to put some tires on and get back out there pays off. It may work for him, it may not. If he gets the caution, does it ruin the plan here? But we got a tight group right behind him. Looks like Kale's gonna pull him around the track basically. So, Gary, I won't deny you didn't see his transmission. I think if these guys are smart, though, I think they'll ride behind Kale, try to save some fuel, push that envelope on the fuel run a little bit longer, and see what happens here. But right now, it looks like 1st and 2nd have a half a lap lead over everybody else. They've lapped up to almost 11th here. So, I know at this point there's probably some guys wishing for a caution just to hopefully get back in this thing. And it looks like these guys are going to start to space out again. Go back up here. Got Collier and Hendricks. They're still turning in 44s and 45s. Low 45s. Everybody else kind of in that 45.3 to about a 45.5-ish before we get outside the top 10. So far, rolling pretty good. Got the lap car of Rick Evans rolling over to let these guys go. We're going to go ahead and move back to where JD's at, see if we can't watch this battle. It looks like they are slowly keeping it. They're keeping it kind of steady right now at about 12 seconds. So not really losing, but not really gaining. 44.9 out of the leader that last time by. Yeah, Diesel, I'll give you that. He looked like Rusty flipping. So. See Pit Road Ron up to 9th. All back there by himself. We're 40 laps into this thing. We're still rolling, so. I would start probably the next 5-6 laps. We'll start seeing some green flag pit stops. But I almost think that Kale put fuel in and not tires the more that I'm looking at it. Just based on lap times and everything like that. So, yeah, as long as he holds on, he should be all right. If we get a caution, should be that lucky dog, hopefully. And Tyler, I've got 18 on track, but I'm showing they're lapped up through 12th. So. Man, these guys, the front two are just flying. Halfway around the track on these guys right now. Still turning in 44.7s and 8s. Just going. They're about to lap 11th right now. I see the 18 in front of them. So hopefully we start seeing some green flag pit stops here right now. Looks like JD's kind of falling back just a touch. I wouldn't worry too much at the moment. Is he staying close enough as we speak? Gale's going to let these guys go. Probably just to try to stay out of the way and hopefully get his lucky dog. Caution comes out here, but if there's a method to somebody's madness, it's Kale always has a plan. So we'll see how it goes here. Go back up front to leaders. Ooh, got the 18 getting into the wall back there. Not sure what that was about, but they've cleared him, so they've lapped up to 11th. I mean, these guys are just putting on a clinic tonight. Holy cow. Looking good out front, Rob. Back to this little battle. Got the 97 blinking there just a little bit for a second, but still hanging about 12 seconds to Dahari. About 20 seconds to the leaders right now. And I'm amazed the leaders are still turning in mid-44s, which is just crazy. I mean, that's just a blistering pace. Got the lap car holding it to the bottom as best he can there. Everybody's going to clear. JD up in the wall just a little bit. Byers is going to try and pull this train forward. I'm back. I got Pit Road Ron in 9th. Yeah, Robin's still hanging out there. Going to go ahead and let Derek go. He's in 10th. And it looks like I'm slowly starting to see Rob and Hendrick start to creep in on that group right there. Go back to this group again. Looks like they've kind of broken away from JD and Scott at the moment. But again, I'm not too concerned. I expect green flag pit stops here within the next few laps, being that we're almost to 50. Nobody's put tires on. Well, I take that back. JD put tires on, so hopefully he's going to be good to go for a little bit longer, as long as the setup's good and right. But this is a nice green flag run we've got going. Turnip and Byers going to break away from Spicer just a little bit here. JD just cruising, hanging out there with Scott. Hopefully they can get caught back up to this group and, you know, get moving forward. Looks like that group's starting to pull away a little bit from what I can tell on Race Labs, so we'll see what happens. Back to the closest battle on the track right now, but she's really stretched out. It's 4th and 5th, about 11 seconds down to the car in front, which is Dahari, who's about 8.8 back from Hendricks and Collier. So these boys got to get moving, though. At this point, I think they're just past half a lap down. Hendricks and Collier are just going to keep pushing. I mean, they're 9-3 out from Dahari at the moment. 13 laps in. If my math's right, probably the next 5-ish laps for a pit. I'm surprised they haven't backed it down. They're still running 44.7s, which is really impressive. These guys did their homework this week. It'll be interesting when we take them to, I think we're going to Richmond next week for round 2. And that one's always a tire eater, and you got to set it up right. Back to Byers. We got Sullivan pitting in. Hearing some chatter from the front, too. We'll see if we see him pit in here. Starting to hear call-outs for pit. Yep, we got first and second coming down pit road. Oh, and he just gets off into the grass just a little bit. I don't know if that's going to give him a black flag or not. Turnip going to stay out, see if he can't lead that lap. Get one in and maybe bring it in next lap or something like that. We'll see how much fuel they've actually saved here. Right now, Turnip's going to be... Nope, the 36 is your leader. Dari still hasn't pitted, so... Let's move back up here. He's still out there by himself. Turnip's going to stay out another lap. If he's saved enough fuel, it might pay off. And then I think the only one that'll be out of cycle will be Spicer, which, depending on when he pits, it might work out for him. Sounds like Dahari is headed down pit road. I don't see Turnip slowing down to pit, so it looks like he's going to stay out another lap. Maybe try to stretch this and see if he can't make it to the end without pitting again. So Turnip your leader, Jeff Byers second, Eric Kapp in third, with a lap car, Cale Spicer sitting there in the middle of them in eighth. Byers to the bottom. Turnip's headed down pit road, it looks like. He just did the call out. See if he can get her slowed down enough. Got Byers coming in with him. Looks like he's good. So we got Eric Kapp out front. Cale Spicer getting his lap back just based on the rotation here. And Turnip blinks. And I think we got J.D. McHaley still out there. Like I said, as far as I know, he took tires earlier. So that might change his strategy a little bit, but we'll see.
And I got to tell you, I had to step away for a bit there, but been able to keep an eye on the race here and there, and this has been a pretty good race.
Yeah, we got Eric Kapp coming down pit road right now. Looks like JD following him in, so that should cycle everybody at this point. I would expect to see the 02 and the 19 up front. I'm surprised. I don't know if you noticed or not, Corn, while you were stepped away, but the 02 and the 19 have stayed at 43 or 42. I'm sorry, 44 sevens. Like they were not dropping off. So I definitely think they did their homework.
Yeah.
So Derek's hanging on to the back of them guys. Hopefully catch their draft and start rolling. Be interested to see how the tire situation's working. The only one that we have yet to pit is Spicer. But he's off cycle from these guys by about 10 laps.
Yeah.
So I figured we'd see a caution at this point, but we haven't.
And but it's one of the things I enjoy about open setup 87 races.
They're cleaner. They seem cleaner.
They are. They're a lot cleaner.
I'm looking to see if we got another battle somewhere, but right now everybody's kind of spread out. I'm very interested to see when Cale heads down pit road here. God, because we're 56 in. You know, now that I'm starting to think about it and looking at the laps, I think everybody else has to pit one more time. And I wonder if Cale's set up for a long green flag run. Because if he can make it to about, call it 65, he doesn't have to pit again. Right. He can stay out. So maybe that's the plan. The more that I look at it, it'll be interesting to see. Move back here to Turnip and Mr. Byers, and they're hooked up in tow. From what I can see, they're the only other two cars outside of, it looks like JD and Scott.
looks like 9 cars on the lead lap right now. You got Rob, Kyle, Gabriel,
Yep.
Kale, Justin, Captain Killam, Eric, Scott, and JD are all on the lead lap, and
And
Scott, JD aren't too far from getting lapped here.
yeah, they're only 2 seconds back or 2 seconds ahead of the leaders right now, who are putting on a clinic. I mean, they're doing 43.8s to everybody else's 44.4s ish. So
Yeah, it's nuts to see, this many folks go down laps at Daytona.
Oh yeah. Well, and what's crazy to me is if we come over here to the leaders, look who's in tow. Derek Sivers has latched onto the back of these guys, praying for a caution right now. But I think he pitted the lap after. But if he can hang there with them and hopefully get a lap back, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully they don't gap him too much here, and he's able to hang with these guys. Go back to this fight with Turnip. God, yeah, the leaders are a quarter of a lap from lapping up through 5th.
Yeah,
that's mind blowing. That's crazy. So, but again, super speedway racing in an 87 with an open setup, like you said, it just doesn't. To me, it doesn't produce the cautions that I feel like we see with the tight setups of the officials. So,
yeah.
no, JD's busted away from Scott.
We just had somebody ask JD to do the monkey curse. So
I'm not even saying the words. I want no part of that. None. I don't think I've ever seen 2 cars this dominant in a race before.
Especially not on a super speedway.
I mean, we've had sets that were pretty dang good. I don't think I ever built a set that is as dominant as this set is. I mean, you're talking half a second faster than everybody else. That's just impressive.
It
just
is
kind of mind blowing. Now, is that going to affect this man right here? Because he's broken away from Turnip and Byers. If he can keep moving and plan the pit stop right, I have a feeling Cale Spicer could be the surprise winner here. But it's all going to depend on how fast he can get off pit road.
Yeah.
If he can get pitted before they get to him, I think he's going to be fine. But it's all about planning it out correctly. If this thing stays green, he's got a chance because now he's down to within 40 to go. And I think he's got to hit about 36, 37. If he can do that, then there's a chance here. So, and I don't really see Rob and Kyle closing in that much. So we'll see. Yep, there he goes. He's going to make his entrance to pit road, and I bet he can make it from here. So we're going to want to watch that car as this race goes on.
Leaders just went by I think that's the 15 there.
Yep. So as long as Cale can get out before the leaders get back around, he's got a real good shot here. Because that setup looked fast. He was hanging with those guys, and I think he started doing some math. And then you see him start drifting back and starting to try to save some fuel and tires. So
yeah,
we'll see where that plays into all of this. Right now, closest on track, we got Turnip and Jeff Byers. Looks like Derek might be back there with the 87, just biding his time, hoping for a caution.
Now, my question here: does the leader ride behind JD here? Oh, never mind. He looks like he's going past.
Oh, Kale spun off of pit road. He caught it. That was almost in front of Robin too, so I think she about had a heart attack. Man, that's he's gonna
rough.
come out. He's gonna come out right in front of the leaders, which is not what he wanted.
No.
Because now he's looking to go possibly 2 laps down, but it still could pay off. It might work, it might not. So we'll see. Yeah, that was almost in front of, right in front of Turnip and Byers. Like that would have scared the shit right out of me. Holy crap! Let's check in on JD, see where he's at. JD
He's running right for the leaders right now.
Yeah, he's hanging on the back of the leaders too. So, like I said, the leaders, from what I can see, are going to have to pit at least... Well, they're going to have to pit one more time before the end of this.
Yeah.
So, I know Spicer probably would have liked to have been out probably at another half a second ahead of those guys. He probably would have if he didn't spin, but he did a really good job catching it, bringing it back together. We'll check on him really quick. And he's already on the move. He's down to the 43.6s, so he's running away from the leaders right now. We'll have to keep an eye on this, because with him running faster by himself than those two are together, that could spell bad news for those leaders. It just depends on how much fuel these guys can save. You know, are they already in fuel save mode? I don't think so, because they were already going this fast prior to their last pit stop. They didn't drop off much from here, and they just keep pushing the gap out on Gabriel Dahari, because they've got 23 seconds on him in third. So I know Gabriel pitted a couple laps after. I think if we get a caution here, it might change things. But right now, there's one guy that definitely doesn't want to see a caution, and that's the 66, who's still running a full second faster than Rob in first place. So I think as long as Cale can keep putting down fast laps, it's going to get interesting. So looks like JD might have lost the leaders here. Yeah, he's back about 1.6. He's got Derek in tow back there with him. So there's your battle for 7th. See if that heats up in a little bit here. We got Turnip and Byers continuing to fly, but they're about a half a second slower than 1 and 2. They're about on par with Dahari's pace at about a 45.2. Let's see what it looks like this time by. They're about a 10th slower that time. They might be able to get up there to 4th or get up there to 3rd, but we'll see. Spicer's still throwing down 0.4 faster than the leaders. And it looks like leaders pitted on lap 50. So that should take them to about 90 laps. We'll see if they split it short here. I don't know if they will. I hear them on the radio, but I don't know what was said. I got a little too quiet. But yeah, it looks like they're just trying to get around the 97 here without issue. Eric blinking just a little bit. He's going to let him go. Fall in behind and roll. So they've lapped up to 6th. Oh, man. Fatherball's car looking pretty beat up, but he's back out there, it looks like. Missing a spoiler. Whole back of the car is gone, but hey, at least he's out there spinning some laps, so see if he can't save some points here. See where Spicer's at. Check in on this. He's running a 44.8. So the leaders are now running faster than he is by about 3/10. And they're right back there, so I'm not real sure to see.
You got a pass for the lead right now.
Yeah, I see that. Hendrick's looking to go to the front, make a race out of it here. Rob's led a lot of laps, unless they're flip-flopping to try to save some fuel.
And that could be what they're trying to do here. Just like in the the current generation of Cup cars, whoever's out front's got to burn more fuel.
Right. I mean, that's always the case. Looking to see Spicer at a 44.3 that lap, and he was a full second faster than your leader that time, which is wild. We'll see. Like I said, this is going to be something to watch. Is Spicer leaving enough space and just managing that gap so he doesn't burn up his tires, or is he going all out here? I don't know. I think he's got a plan, and it'll be interesting to see. Leaders back down to a 44.6 and a 44.7. Spicer's still faster by about a 1/10. So, and like I said, I think, man, it's gonna be close. I think if Cale doesn't get the win, I think he at least podiums here. Just based on the strategy. I don't know, because like I said, we haven't seen what that car's got yet, I don't think. But I think raw speed-wise, these two guys are just the class of the field right now. I mean, they've lapped up to fourth. Gabriel Dahari's on pit road.
JD just split father ball in the 18 3 wide.
Oh, God. JD says, move it. I'm coming through. Says, I ain't here to play games. Derek got around him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if JD's trying to find fuel. Robin trying to stay low, get out of the way at 13 laps down, but she's doing that thing. Checking the leaders, 44.6. Spicer, 45.5 that lap. Do we get slowed down? He's caught Turnip and Byers. So I don't know if he just got slowed down by their speed, and he's maybe kind of basing off of that to try to save a little.
He might be.
Looks like we got Rick on the low side. Looks like he's finally got most of that car fixed. Got a front end back on her. Oh, there's a wreck on the backstretch. Staying green because he's wrecked down below the yellow. I'm going to roll that back for a second so we can see what happened there. He just hits the outside wall. Oh, he tried to slow it down. Oh, Fatherball went for a ride. The Fatherball saved it. That's pretty impressive. We'll get that back to live.
Would you believe that even the 18 wrecked there, he does
not. Josh just plowed it into the wall in the backstretch.
Oh, man.
It looks like it just went tight on him. He kept her in the wall.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pit. He's got ball on that thing.
Yeah, that thing's got a hardcore problem there. So JD going to bring her down pit road here. Derek Sivers on pit road. Looks like trying to split that pit stop here. Spicer trying to he's just kind of riding there behind Byers and Turnup.
The 19 and the 02 are laps away from lapping up to third place.
Yeah. Yep. And that's why I kind of feel like Kale's got to get moving here. I think if he waits too long, they're going to have caught him and it's going to ruin his whole plan.
I mean, the other thing he could be trying here is he might be, holding up specifically for the leaders and then going to go with them.
And that could be too, but it maybe try to force them to try to get out of pit road fast and not take tires. Because I tell you what, if there's one guy I'm watching and this is going green like this, it's the guy that pitted early. Kale is not somebody to underestimate when it comes to something like this.
No, not at all.
And the leaders aren't that far back. You know what? You might be right. He might try to tag onto the back of the leaders here and go. But, I mean, you think about it. We've been green since lap 18.
I know. That's wild.
That's just crazy to me. I see JD's crumpled car back out there. He's going to try and hold the bottom, I think, stay out of the way, but tough break for him. I mean, he was rolling pretty good.
He was, and you hate to see it.
Yeah, you do. I mean, he always puts in a hell of an effort. And for it to get tight like that in the middle of the corner, that just sucks. That just absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
I've got JD in 11th. So as long as he can keep rolling and stay going around here, he should be all right. But Spicer looking to actually pick up a position right here. We've got Ron just coming. Actually, it looks like he's just kind of slow at the moment. They've caught Ron, which I think he's still got a pit too. But I think Kale's going to... I don't see the leaders catching the way that they were at this point.
They're catching, but it's very slowly.
Yeah, it's not as fast as it was. So...
I mean, I think within the next lap or so, they're going to catch Kale's draft.
Well, they've got Ron's right now, I think. Yeah, if Kale's smart and the leaders go to the bottom, I'd grab right onto the back of Rob, but it looks like Kale's going to try to go to the low side on Jeff here. Jeff up by the wall. He's trying to get around, but looks like Jeff was a little slow coming off. Man, this is...
And the leaders have them.
Yeah, this is going to be too close to call here at the end, but Kale needs it to stay green from here on out.
Yeah.
Like there is no ifs, ands, or buts about this at this point. With the spin coming off of pit road, I got to think that some of these guys would want to pit now and try to leapfrog the leaders maybe, but
I think that's what I'd be trying to do.
Yeah, I think maybe if I was Turnip and Jeff, maybe try pitting here or the next lap or two before they have to pit. But at the same time, if you're the leader, do you really try to push it past 3 cars that are going flat out?
Right.
I don't know. I don't think I would. Having he's going to force it. 19 to the bottom. Spicer going to give it to him. I think you're right. I think he's going to try to grab onto Rob
tap the wall there.
Yep. But I think you're going to watch him dive here in a second. I would not be shocked to see it.
The leaders are going to be pitting in right here.
So they waited to put a lap. They waited to put a lap on Spicer, but where's this going to come out at? That's going to be the question. And does Spicer have enough tire to hang on to these guys?
And the 97's pitting in with them, so we'll see how well this plays out for all of them.
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad move by Eric. I think pitting right there with them, and hopefully he can get back out and moving. But Spicer's already catching Turnip and Byers again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the 19 and the 2 moving yet. Or the 02, sorry. I'm looking at my map.
They're rolling now.
Spicer coming out of 4.
They're still on pit road.
They're taking 4 tires. Man, I don't know. This is either a really good call or a really bad call. I'm not sure.
I believe that's going to move
Turnip
and Byers into the lead.
Yeah, so at this point, if he can hang their draft, this might work out. So Kale's running 44.6s, so there's still something to show in this car. Man. How is... Oh, because they lapped him twice. This isn't going to work. I just realized this. Kale's a lap down still.
Well, you're right.
Because he got lapped twice.
All right, we're going to have some other guys going down pit road here.
Yeah, I heard Ron call it out, it sounded like. Turnip and Byers are going to continue to lead.
Depending on how this works out,
Kale's still
might give Kale at least 3rd place.
Yeah. I don't know. This is going to be weird. I'll be flat out honest with you. This is going to be strange.
It is.
Cuz there's Rob and Kyle in 3rd and 4th. If we come back to Kale, he's getting ready to dive off into 4 with leaders right now. So he's got that whole straightaway, but those guys are 43s. Like low 43s. I don't know. I mean, Kale's up to 6th. Looks like JD's back on pit road after... I'm pretty sure that's because of that wall swat. I've seen him there for about 3 minutes now. So
yeah,
probably junked enough that it's not fun to drive around at this point.
No, I imagine it wouldn't be.
I see Rob and Kyle creeping into the frame. They're not far back. They don't have the full straightaway anymore.
Hale's looking at going past Byers here. Oh.
Looks like Robin got loose through the corner and it drifted up into the wall.
Oh, man.
I'm going to come back and look. She comes in the corner. It just kind of, it plows, pops the wall, and she's trying to catch it. Yeah, they had nowhere to go. Oh, my God.
This is going to make things interesting.
Oh, man. Well.
Oh, Kale got heavy into that.
Yeah, Robin was up against the outside wall, and Jeff and Kale just right into her. Turnip cleared her by mere inches.
Turnip did not clear her. Turnip got damage from that. Well, at least.
Did he?
Well, it was split second, but there was damage.
Well, I mean, at this point, this works out for Turnip. It keeps him in the race. Oh, God, this is... Yeah, Turnip's coming. So are Rob and Kyle. You're going to probably want to watch for waiver rounds here. Because if the system doesn't pick it up, they're gonna be owed it. So let's go up to the pace car. Mike, did the engine blow on you, buddy? Got a few guys trying to get a wave around here. See how far Derek's down at the moment. That would put Derek back on the lead lap. Give a couple guys a lap back here, and hopefully they can get back in it. But geez, oh Pete, not the way you want to see a race come down to on the end. But it was definitely getting long in the tooth on the laps there. So I'm not surprised that we see a car get loose and a wreck happen towards the end. But this definitely shakes a few things up here.
Yeah.
So, but it's a 16-round series. They get one throwaway. So, and we always know super speedways, they're interesting. JD was out in front of the leaders, so you're gonna want to wave him around. It put him behind them.
Okay.
So, because I saw them roll up, and then it told him to pass JD. So I would let them know that JD's gonna get a wave around here because he was in front of them before they came out of the pits. Yeah, I don't know why it shoved them that way. Don't forget to send Ron the 18 and the 15. They get a wave around too.
Who am I sending?
Send Derek the 82, the 18, and the 15. They get a wave around.
The 82 and the 15.
And the 18.
Did you say the 15 and the 18?
Yes.
Sorry.
They were all in front of the leaders, and I don't know why with this car, but it doesn't always give it the wave around. I don't understand. So
yeah.
But all right, we're gonna get back to your leader, who's gonna be Turnip here. So 10 or well, it'd be what 9 to go when they take the green flag.
Be 8 to go.
8 to go.
Yeah.
So at this point, once they get inside of 5 to go, next flag's gonna end it. So we'll see where that shakes out at. But we've got 6 guys on the lead lap, some of whom are getting waved around now and joining the back of the field. All right. Lights on the pace car off. Turnip's going to hold him, and he's off. Oh, man, that 19 got a nice restart, too. Turnip to the bottom. You have them guys hook up like a freight train on the top side, though. Turnip gonna hang the bottom or hang in with these guys, see if he can't take off. Man, it's a battle for the lead. Rob hits the wall coming off of 4. Too wide for second. Got the Wanger car hanging in. We're going to be clear through 2. I wonder if Turnip's got something here. Two by 2. Oh, Turnip dropping back a little bit. I think these guys just got a little bit of a faster setup. Yeah, the top 3 are going to hook up, and it looks like, well, Turnip's in there, but they've definitely dropped Derek at this point.
Yeah.
We got Rob coming back on the 36, looking at the inside of the 19 here. And there's a lot of beat-up cars in this race.
Yeah, there's been as few cautions as we've had. There's been quite a few hard hits.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, there's like Diesel's thing. He was down below the yellow on the front stretch. That threw a caution.
Yeah.
Looks
02
like
and
Rob's
19 are battling it here.
Yeah, Rob's looking for the lead. They're going to door in the middle of 1 and 2. Who's Dahari going to go with? It looks like he's staying with the 19. Rob's still trying to get that edge out of 4. Man, Turnip pounded the wall. I can't see how bad that looks on the right side, but man, he hit the wall.
He doesn't have a meat wall.
Well, that's good. He hit that sucker pretty good, though, but he's still at speed, man.
Not really a lot of damage on it. I'm actually not seeing any damage on it.
Is he closing back in? Yes, he's closing back in.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's letting her hang out.
There goes Rob to the lead.
Yep, Rob to the lead. The 19 looked like he checked up high. Man, I'll tell you what, that's one dude that's fast. Rob is just fast.
19 coming back on him here.
Yep, going back to the inside. He dove it in hard.
I don't know how he got that to stick.
I don't know either.
We're in the territory of next flag ends the race.
Yep. We're going to be, what, 3 to go next time by?
Mm-hmm.
19 back to the lead. I mean, it's like these guys are playing leapfrog right now. And Turnip is still closing in.
Mm-hmm.
With a beat-up race car on the right-hand side. Rob going back to the bottom. God, this is a battle. If they were teammates before, the gloves are off at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
I think this is going to come down to like a tight finish.
Ooh,
they're dooring hard. Rob's going to clear him.
A little block there.
Little bump off the back. Sends Rob up the track. 19 back to the inside. We're going to have 1 to go next time by. Once it hits the line, she's official, and we get to see a slugfest, I think. Dahari's going to stay with Rob. No, he's kind of bouncing back and forth. Turnip looking for a way around Gabriel. God, it's a drag race off of 4 to the white flag. 19 back underneath. They touch a little bit. I don't know. Who you got, Corn?
At this point, it's anybody's race. I mean, there's a four-way battle for the win here.
Yeah, Turnip finally getting to the high side on Gabriel. See if he gets a better run off the corner. God, the top 4 are too close to even call. See if Turnip slipped up coming into 4 here, but Kyle's got the drive off the corner.
2's gonna give him a shot
from the 2.
Oh man!
Who's going where? Oh, what was that finish?
Oh.
Kyle Hendricks with the win. Rob Collier with a second. Dahari for a third. And Turnip fourth. I've got Eric Cap fifth. Derek Sivers sixth. Scott Thompson.
Roof.
Oh, dude, he's flipped right over. I got Scott Thompson seventh. Pit Road Ron in eighth. Joe Sullivan ninth. JD McKaylee 10th. Gabriel Griffin 11th. Jeff Byers 12th. And going back a little bit further here, Kale Spicer is going to be 13th. Rick Evans 14th. The wife is in 15th, even after wrecking. Gary 16th. I got Diesel 17th. Fatherball 18th. Aiden 19th. Ricky Williams in 20th. The Gominator 21st, rounding out the rest of the group. All right. Who we got? All right. So we're going to grab Rob first. Or, well, I'm sorry, wait. We got to get Kyle first. I want to get the winner done out of the way here. So once we get Kyle in the booth.
Who is Kyle?
I don't see him in the chat.
I don't see him anywhere.
I don't see him in Discord. He should see the interview rating room. Might let him know. Yeah. We're working on getting your winner here, everybody. Which I don't have him on track.
He's still on
there
track.
We go. You want to go ahead and pull him on in? Or...
I got him.
All right.
We got him in. Kyle, excellent win, man. That was a hard-fought battle.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Great finish. Really had a good time there racing with Rob and everybody.
Yeah, we were kind of sitting up here watching the action unfold the last couple of laps. You guys were bumping coming off, and I wasn't sure if Rob was going to move you there coming off of 4 or what was going to happen. You just seemed to get hooked back up and get the drive again.
Yeah, I think Rob had a pretty good run off of 4, but we've known each other long enough. I knew what move he was going to make. So I went down to block it. Well, it's the same thing I did to him a couple laps earlier, and he blocked it. But I went down to block it, and I just took a full push on old, hot tires by that point. So she was about lock to lock on exit. But that was some great racing there. I really appreciate everybody, being clean and respectful, and it was a great time. The KLM Monte Carlo here was turning left real good for most of the time, and like I said, me and Rob, I think we did a pretty good job tonight.
Yeah, you guys were flying. Now, question, and I've got to ask, that last pit stop before we got that yellow with about 10 to go, did you guys take a full set with the hopes of staying out in front and just pushing like crazy, or just kind of went with whatever at that point?
We that very first time we pitted on lap 10, we did not take tires. We just took fuel, and every time after that we took tires. And so the last 2 times we took 4, and I think I still have a set sitting on the pit wall.
Okay.
Just in case of something at the end there. But we had a good clean finish there. I'm glad I didn't have to use them.
It was definitely a nice 4-way battle for the win. So,
sure.
Anybody you want to thank?
My wife, I just got back from 10 days in Korea, and so
Oh
she let me
God.
do this even though I've been gone that long. So I appreciate that. We also have a 2-month-old, so extra thanks on the
Oh
permission.
wow.
So, uh,
Yes.
but outside of that, thank y'all for putting this on. Thank y'all for doing the broadcast, and thank y'all for having me.
Like I said, hell of a finish, hell of a win. Congrats, bud.
Awesome, guys. Thank you again.
Yep. All right, let's grab Mr. Collier. Pull him on in. Rob, second place finish, man. The hell of a run. That was fun to watch.
Yeah. Last restart. I don't know if Kyle already said this. He's like, make sure one of us wins this. So it's like we couldn't do our full shenanigans with each other.
Well, I seen you guys dooring and stuff around the last couple of laps, and it seemed like you guys are friends, but the gloves came off at least the last three. So, it was definitely exciting to watch up here.
Oh yeah, I was like, heck, I was just glad we got to see everything in this race. A
Right.
nice long green run and
Yep.
little 10-lap dash.
Yeah. We were even kind of watching because we saw Cale pit early after that second caution, and I was wondering if he had enough to at least, if you guys didn't lap him close to the end there, does he have enough to get out in front and then maybe hang with you guys towards the end if this stays green? And then we got that caution with 10 to go, so I think that kind of foiled that plan a little bit, but it was interesting to watch because you guys would kind of catch him, he'd start to pull, and I'm like, I don't know, I think Cale might have had something if it stayed green, but you guys were it just looked unstoppable out there.
Oh yeah, it's like when Cale came out in front of us, it was like, yep, he's gonna pull away for about 10 laps and then we're gonna bring him right back in.
Yep, it was interesting because I'm doing the math, like, can he make it? Do these guys got a pit? Yep, okay. So it was interesting to see the two different strategies work out and see how it kind of went. But I'm glad we got some green flag racing for you guys tonight, though, because man, it was exciting to watch you two kind of just gap the whole thing. So,
yeah, for a while there, I thought you two were going to be the only two cars on the lead lap at the end of this thing.
Well, I mean, I did make the comment of like I was sad when that caution came out. I was like, man, we're about to lap the whole field when everything.
Yeah. Yeah, we went back and looked at that one and just getting loose, and then tried to keep it against the outside wall, and then a couple of cars come together with the lap car. So, other than that, it looked like this thing was gonna go green flag the whole way for you guys. So, but anybody you want to thank?
I mean, shout out to my buddy Kyle. It's nice to actually let our firecracker stuff actually run out how it's supposed to. So that's
Right.
nice to see. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
Alrighty.
of course, you guys for putting his lead together and letting us come out and screw around.
I'm excited to see what you guys can do next week once we go to Richmond. So, or I think it's either Richmond or Rockingham. Maybe Rockingham. Is it Rockingham?
Yeah.
I put the schedule together. You think I'd know this, but so all right. Well, hell of a run tonight, Rob. And we'll catch you next week, buddy.
Alrighty, have a good one, guys.
Yeah, me too.
You too.
All right, I am going to grab Gabriel here. We'll get him in. I think Turnip wants to get in for an interview since he was so close with that top four. We'll grab him as well here in just a minute.
All right.
All right, Gabriel, you got me?
Yes, sir.
That was a wild finish, man. Top three.
Yeah.
I almost thought you were gonna have second there because Rob
I
and
was
Kyle
so
were
upset
dicing.
that I didn't get second. I really wanted it.
You looked like you had the run, and
I
you
did.
had Turnip right behind you, and I was thinking, well, they might be able to sneak by on the high side.
I was kind of hoping he would work with me, us against the guys with the good setups. But,
Right?
But he just went to my outside. But
Yeah. Well, in early in the race, it seemed like you were hanging with those guys, and I noticed you kind of drifted back. Was it were you trying to plan for green flag, maybe save some tire and fuel, or they just kind of walked you, or?
I had Kale behind me. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Not sure. but I had him behind me for a bit. And with him behind me, I was keeping up enough to keep up, but
Okay.
not enough to save or anything. And or well, I was keeping up just enough to save like a tiny bit, so I was trying to save what I could. And then he fell back. I don't really know why. I just like he disappeared from my mirror out of nowhere, and it took me a couple laps to be like, oh, I gotta actually push to keep up with them. And then I drifted a bit too far back, and I wasn't really able to keep up with them after that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure if Kale being there or not helped. I think he was trying for a different strategy maybe on this whole thing, especially with the fact that it could go green the whole way. And we almost had it. It come close. So
Yeah,
um,
I think I would have gone a lap down if going green. I was watching them.
it was getting close. I think the caution there with 10 to go probably made this thing for a little bit more of exciting of a finish for sure. So hell of a run on the third. Like I said, I really thought you were going to get by Rob maybe there at the finish line, especially when they bumped coming off. But hell of a run for third, man.
Yeah, thank you. That was fun.
Anybody you want to thank?
Oh. I found this setup on Google from David Hoskins on some random website. Shout out. There you have
All
it.
right.
Yep.
Well, congrats on the third, and
Thanks.
we'll catch you at the second round here next week.
Yep. Y'all have a good one.
Yep, you too. All right, I'm gonna grab Turnip for one more interview because that was just way too close to. I mean, he almost had it there. So,
Yeah.
all right, Turnip. Always the bridesmaid on the outside looking in. You pop the wall out of 4. I almost thought you were gonna drift back far enough, and then you almost pull off a third. How'd you do it?
You know, I don't really know because I didn't feel like I was fast that race, but you know, I felt like I was barely hanging on to them. I wish
Yep.
in 3 I would have backed off a little bit more so that I could have got more of a run coming off. I saw Kyle get loose off of 4, and I was hoping that was going to cause a little bit of a wreck right there that I could make it through, but he ended up saving it, and you know, he just ended up driving it back. You know, he was just his setup and his car. He could just wheel it a lot more, and you know, I felt like had I backed off a little bit more, I could have got him with that little hiccup there. But you know, that wasn't much that I could really do.
Yeah. Well, and I was just telling Gabriel, I thought you guys were going to sneak by on the high side, coming to the finish there, and it just seemed like Rob and Kyle just hooked back up about as soon as they slipped, and made that run, which was kind of insane to watch. So.
Yeah,
but,
I would have thought he would have lost more speed than he did there. He didn't seem to really lose it, and he was almost, I don't know, 45-degree angle there.
Oh, he was loose. I saw the bump, and I'm like, this is either going to go good or it's going to go bad.
Yeah, he did a really good job of saving the car there, and they just...
Yeah, like I said, it was almost like Velcro kicked in, and they just took back off because it was all of a sudden they were even speed with you guys again, which was wild. So, yeah, it was interesting to watch. Anybody you want to thank?
You know, I don't really have anybody to thank. So
Okay. Well, that's
don't
fine.
got nobody watching. Don't got nothing.
All right. Well, I will send you back to the waiting room, but congrats on the 4th, man, and hopefully next week you can turn it into a podium.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Yep. All right, Corn. Well, that's it from Daytona. You got any closing thoughts?
I'll tell you, that was a wild race.
Oh, yeah.
Start to finish. You know, for the first handful of laps there, I figured we might end up with a a typical Daytona race, but it turned into something special there.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't think I've seen that long of a green flag run in an 87 here, period. Especially bumpy Daytona, especially with the gap of skill level that we had here tonight. I think everybody did an amazing job. Yeah, we had
Absolutely.
you have the one weird off wrecks, things like that, especially here. But to go, what was it, 50 laps without a caution in an open setup race, to me, that's a win-win.
I 100% agree. That was pretty good all around.
Yeah, 100%. So, all right. Well, congrats to our winner, Kyle Hendricks, on his win tonight. We'll be back here again next Tuesday, same time. It'd be me and Corn in the booth, unless somebody wants to join us. In that case, I'm willing to take requests for people not racing, because it makes for a little bit more entertainment for you all. But everybody enjoy the rest of your week. I probably will stream at some point to do some racing later on. But I'll announce that when we get closer. But everybody have a good night. We'll catch y'all at the next one. Say good night, Corn.
Good one, folks.